Hi, it's Chris Hale again coming to you from Chicago, and I am Freedom's Witness. And as I like to make these videos because I'm a proponent of making changes and growing outside your fear and learning how to move from bondage to freedom. And a lot of things can hold us in bondage. So one of the things I've been doing is taking this creative writing class on Tuesday nights here in Chicago, and it's been amazing because I'm learning how to write creatively. Like I really enjoy writing about self-help topics, but part of growing um, into new things is learning new things. So writing has been really therapeutic for me. And as you know, I used to be one of Jehovah's Witnesses, but this topic here is not about that. This topic speaks more to the traumatic events that happened to me when I was a young boy at the hands of my uncle. So in our creative writing class last night, our instructor or professor gave us 25 minutes to write a story on a certain topic, and mine was about murder. So I never thought of myself as a murderous person, but I might have some murderous intentions to people that cause real harm to others. So I wrote this um, short story called Death of a Pedophile. So again, it's called Death of a Pedophile. So excuse me if there's any grammatical or spelling errors in this. So, Death of a Pedophile. Here we go. I want him dead. I have always wanted, wished him dead, non existing, so that I never need to acknowledge the pain he caused me as a child. The ugly memories of him seared into my childhood memories. The theft of a child's innocence, my innocence, would be a clear motive for murder. No one would blame me for perpetrating a level of expected and perhaps even admired vengeance against this man, this thief, this beloved uncle, as many thought, who stole something so valuable from me, my innocence. This relative of mine and the youngest brother of my father, twisted in his thinking, his desires, adept at masquerading the loving and doting uncle he was not, opportunistically seeking a way to fulfill his filthy desires. In my clearest memories of him, a pedophile in the making, always over attentive to me in his conversations, always wanting to read to me his damn comic books. What was in those comic books anyway? Perhaps their contents gave support to his disgusting persuasion. I recall his face as if seeing him daily. The matted hair, the scraggly beard, the totally unkept image he maintained, the girly high-pitched voice as if he was undecided if he would be a boy or a girl. I can proffer no real excuse for his conduct, no real understanding of his abusive nature, except to offer mental illness. I can recall the man in my youth, living with his mother and father in that filthy bedroom littered with comic books, gum wrappers, math books, and filthy thoughts. Oh, did I mention the dog? His pet dog slept in that nasty bed almost as much as he did. I always wondered what went on in that room while no one was looking. There was a certain foreboding I had about his room. Something about his bedroom gave me chills. Other than the smell of dirty ass and unwashed armpits, there was something else. Later, that something else would haunt me into my adult life. There can be but one fate for the man that steals the innocence of a child by violating his or her most private spaces. Death by any means other than natural. For a person like myself, once an aspiring doctor who changed his college major at the sight of first blood, the act of murder at first consideration sounds implausible. However, creativity has its benefits. My first thought was to sneak into his house late at night, disable him with chloroform, drag his ass into the basement, mutilate his most important parts just enough to keep him alive and slowly starve him to death. This would be easy enough, I thought, since he is now slightly handicapped. There would be little he could do in his defense. My uncle has 2 dogs buried in his backyard, and I thought they could all live together in hell, and if I could cut him up into small enough pieces. I could scatter his remains with parts of his decaying dog friends. But then, that would be too easy. And then there is the issue of cutting, bleeding, and other bodily fluids. Vomiting and violent spasms during a pedophile murdering event would likely lead to my arrest sooner than later. However, suffering is essential. After all, he made me suffer with no considerations to how his acts might affect my life. Significant suffering is indeed needed. He will beg for me to stop, pleading with tears in his eyes, recognizing my faith and seeing. remembering the little boy he assaulted many years ago. Where was that little boy now, bitch? You will call for your daddy, but he's not going to hear you. You will beg for your mother, but she won't help you. You will beg for me to stop, but I won't hear you. Karma is a bitch, and today I am Karma's grown-ass representative, here to offer justice. Death to the pedophile! So, how would you like your karma? How about karma with a side of gunshot wound to the head? Too quick, I decided. Let's try multiple stab wounds to the chest, neck, and torso. And at that very moment, I realized I sound like a homicide detective being questioned about this man's cause of death. Too messy, and besides this, I'm over the anger now. This is about revenge, and it's best served cold, like the ice flowing through my veins. Need another option. A better idea would be to strip him naked, tie him up to the oak tree in the backyard at the hottest point in the day, cover him with honey, and let loose those bulldog ants on him. These ants, found in the coastal regions of Australia, will be perfect for the job as they sting and bite with their jaws simultaneously. Ouch. Already, my body is being filled with nervous excitement at the sight of it all. What other things do ants like to eat? I would find them all and attach them conveniently to the end of his penis with a honey trail to his anus, just to be sure. What kind of monster had I become? Would doing this make me better than him from a moral perspective? How would I deal with my conscience? I know murder is wrong, and surely the law would not look too kindly on my act of vengeance. But something has to be done. Deep in my innermost parts, I could actually see myself being a mercenary for the weak, the disadvantaged, the victims of crime for whom the scales of justice have been unfairly tipped. There is no moral argument here, at least not for me. Justice must be served. Ooh, someone is at my door. It's FedEx. The ants have arrived. So, my name is Chris Hale, and I am Freedom's Witness, and the point of this story is to help you understand that sometimes it may not be necessary to take physical action against someone that assaults us or hurts our feelings or does something really nasty to us. Just write a story about it, and then wish it true. Just writing a story about it sometimes can make us see, a better way. It can make us feel a little bit better about the things that have happened. So, while I would never do anything to hurt anybody, it sure feels good writing about it. I'm Freedom's Witness, and you guys have yourself a great day.